The White House concerned about Mr. Plouffe getting $100,000 for a speech like this so close before he came to work here again?
Well, David Plouffe was invited to speak in Africa by an affiliate company of the company you mentioned in the spring of 2010. He gave 2 speeches on mobile technology and digital communications and had no separate meetings with the company's leadership. Even the most zealous watchdog group on this issue did not start their campaign on the host company's holding company until years later. Criticism of Mr. Plouffe now for issues and controversies that developed much later is simply misplaced, and I think you noted where the criticism is coming from, the RNC. I don't recall similar criticism from the RNC when senior members of the George W. Bush administration prior to taking office had given paid speeches to companies that, in the case of Credit Suisse and UBS, were cited for violations regarding the financing in Iran. And I think that this is clearly politics, which I think is reflected by the citation in your question.
But President Obama came into office talking about a higher standard. I mean, is there any concern about this kind of, I mean, $100,000 in Nigeria to a South African company? I mean, it was widely reported, it had been reported even in the New York Times that they had business dealings with Iran. Is there any concern at all about this? Is this the kind of...
I'm not sure I understand the nature of your question. This was prior to David Plouffe coming to office, here working in the White House. It was before the watchdog group had even made an issue of this particular holding company. And again, this is political criticism after the fact, that's clearly designed to try to score some points when this was several years ago, prior to the dynamic we have now with regards to sanctions and companies like this. So, and I would point out that the same source of criticism was, I believe, silent when it involved senior administration officials in the previous administration. Dan.
Just to follow on an earlier question, putting aside what may have motivated the shooting over the weekend,